Hello guys, you're welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's a pleasure to have you join me again on this last part of the video for PEC-PG scholarship that is currently on, organized or from the platform of Brazil government. First and foremost, I would like to apologize for making this video late against what I promised in the first video that I was going to make the second part of the video. One way or the other, I've not been able to do the second video as in relation to when I promised I was going to do it. So I apologize. And if you're watching this video and you plan to do PEC-PG, you still have time, so try as much as possible. Look at the guide, watch the guide to the end, and send your application. And I'm wishing you the best of luck in your endeavor. So the first thing that you need to do, if you are seeing this video for the first time, you might need to watch the first one that I made about this PEC-PG program, so I wouldn't have to waste too much of our time explaining what is PEC-PG. We all know that it's a student mobility program from the Brazilian government, and it is known as PEC-PG, as we can see on the screen, right? Okay, so this particular event, or this particular website, was updated on the 26th of this month of August. Okay, and all the information I'm going to be sharing with you are nothing but the latest. Okay, so the first thing, from where we stopped the last time I talked about what PEC-PG is, the benefits, the registration, and all of that, but where I stopped, because as at that time the link for application wasn't active, but right now it's been active since August 14th. So, and it's going to be on until let's say the end of, or around 20 something in the month of September. It's going to be on. Okay, yeah, it's going to be on until 29th of the month of September. So we still have like if you're planning to apply, you still have like 1 month to do your registration. Okay, so right now the link for the registration, I've already talked about everything in this on this page. So right now the link for the registration is already active. Online registration is active, and if you want to check the value of the scholarship, you can as well do that on by clicking this link. If you also have further clarification, you can do that by sending email to this particular inscrição.pecpg@caps.gov.br. Now, so the first thing we're going to do is to go to the online registration, which is going to take us to where you can initiate your, which is the CAPS website. But then I'm going to, oh, it has clicked. But before you proceed here, there's something I want to tell you. Please, I want you to come to this particular website known as Plataforma Lattes. That is Lattes platform. Okay, there's something I want you to do on this Lattes platform. All right, guys, so the first thing I want you to do is to come to this particular website called Lattes platform, or Plataforma Lattes. Okay, and there's something I just want you to do. I want you to come to this place where you see Busca Curriculum. I think I should just translate this page to English and see how we can be able to, all the everything is going to be showing in English. But then this place, Busca Curriculum, means search for CV, search for curriculum Lattes, search for CV. So don't forget that one of the things that you need to do before you submit your PEC-PG application is for you to get a supervisor. Now, don't get me wrong, it is actually possible for you to complete the registration without having a prior supervisor, but I would advise you to try and do that. It will really help you a lot. It's going to involve, it's going to require you doing a lot of work, but I can tell you, if you can pay the price, it's going to pay off later on. So I don't just want you to apply without doing what is necessary. Even from the instruction, you are requested to have a supervisor who has already given you his consent to supervise your project, or to supervise your project. So I'm taking you to where you can search for this professor. You might be wondering, so where do I see the professor? How do I know the professor? How do I get the contact of the professor? So that is why this particular platform Lattes is important. Also, don't forget that there will be need for you to also create your own Lattes CV. I have 2 videos on this channel that I've made earlier on how to create this CV. This is Brazilian academic CV. So you can watch this video, which is a step-by-step guide on how to create your CV. And if you cannot create it yourself, you can contact me to help you do the creation. But don't forget, it is not free. Away from that, it is something you can do yourself. So away from that, once you are on this, let's assume you have your CV right now. So come to this place where you see Bushka curriculum, right? So click on this and it's going to take you to this particular page. Now what do we want to do on this particular page? Sorry, I click back. So what do we want to do on this particular page? Don't forget I told you that we want to search for potential supervisor, and there are different ways to do that. Once you get to this page, you can change it to English, you can change it here, and you can change it over here as well. So it is already in English. You want to look for names of potential researchers that can supervise your project, and here we have filters that you can check. You want the professor to be someone that is a PhD. Do you want the person to be a Brazilian? Tick it. If you want the person to be a foreigner, check it. If you don't want, uncheck. Okay, so right now I check that the person must be a PhD holder, the person must be a Brazilian, and the person can as well be a foreigner. Okay, so those are the filters that I have applied to this my search. So we also have some preferences here. You can check for the languages. You can check like if you want someone that understands English, so you can come here and like you are specific about it. Which language are you specific about? If it is English, then you can do that here. Okay, that is, you want your potential supervisors to be someone that understands English. So I have applied that one here. So do you want the person to be would you like to see the person's academic education title and what have you? So you can decide to check whatever preferences you want here. So having checked the preferences, you can search for the name or subject. But right now, let's assume that you don't know the name of the professor you want to check for, but you know the area of your interest. So now let's use animal production. So I am a student intending to do a research within the area of animal production in Brazil, and I'm looking for a supervisor that can help me, under whose tutelage, under whose supervision I can work. I'm looking for a professor because all the researchers in Brazil, their data, their profile is on this database. So I've written, since I don't know the name of the professor, but I know the area in which I'm looking for a professor. So the area must be animal production. So that is, you are going to click subject. But if you know the name, you can click here and write, for example, if you write my name, for example, and you click it here, it will bring your name. So, but it will bring out my name rather. But now we are talking about subject. So now what we're going to do is to search. So come to the right hand side and you see search. Now let's go. I've clicked search and you can see it over here that is loading. So it's going to bring to me all different kinds of professors. Not only that, it will also bring the name of the schools where they are working. which is very, very important. So now you have an idea of the professor, you have an idea of the school where he teaches or where he lectures, and it also gives you clarity on the schools you want to pick. For example, most people are like, oh, I want to stay in Sao Paulo, I want to go to Paraná, I want to go to Para, I want to go to Paraíba, whatever part you want to go to. So this thing will give you an idea of where you are going to. So the first one here is Marcos Elias Strada Silva, and we can see here that he's a professor at Universidade Federal do Paraná, okay, and he has been working there since 2005. So on and on like that. So this is a professor that is working in the area of animal production. Everyone we're going to be seeing here, they works in the area of animal production, right? So you can just scroll down so you can see Proximo until you get to the end. So without further ado, I'm not going to waste our time on this, so I'm going to click on the first one. Don't forget, the essence of coming to this part again is for me to know someone that can supervise me. Okay, I have mistakenly clicked on that part, but I don't want to do that here. So let me just show you how I got here. So let me zoom it back. Okay, so don't forget what we did was to click here. When I click here, it's going to bring me the names of the professor. Okay, so I clicked, you can click on this. So when you click on that one, it's going to bring you. So you want to check for this person profile or CV. It's Abri Curriculum. Open his CV. I want to see his CV. You can decide to look at his CV, the works, all the work he has. It's just like a summary. His summary, but you can look at his CV in detail. You can check for his contacts, and you can close this here. You can do the same for this guy. Okay, this woman rather is in the area of agriculture. So area of agricultural engineering, it has to do with animal production, but our school is Universidade Federal de Lavras. She has been working there since 2006. You can open a curriculum, a CV, you can get a contact, and you can close this. So but this work with the, and you can do on and on for the everyone, whoever that you want to check for. So let's work with the first one. Or should we look for someone that's, should we look for someone whose area is more into animal production? Let's say someone that is in the area of veterinary or whatever, that is more related to production. Okay, look at this one, Beatriz de Araujo Watrick. So look at this guy. We can't see his picture, but we can see that he concluded his doctorate degree in animal science, animal production system at a I know this university is in Germany. Okay, so on and on like that. You can decide, don't forget you can put this thing in English, it will change to English if you want. So let's open his contacts, or this is curriculum. Let's open his contacts. If you click contact, okay, and for you to do that, because this man is going to get a feedback back end. What is my name? Knowledge plug. Okay, so I'm going to write Blue Kings Academy at gmail.com. So Asunto, what is the subject? Asunto means subject, then message. I'm not going to send this because if I do, this lecturer is going to get a prompt, and I don't want to do that unnecessarily. It's not like I'm serious. I'm just doing this for the purpose of showing you how to do the application. I'm trying as much as possible to explain in detail, and at the same time I don't want this video to be too long unnecessary. Okay, however, if you have seen this video for the first time, or you have been on this channel for some time, I want you to just pause and click on the subscription button if you haven't. I want you to give it a like so that so many people that want to apply for this opportunity can get to, the YouTube algorithm can get to show it to them. Okay, so once you are done, write the subject what is your intention, like proposed whatever it is that you want to do, the subject, and you can put the message, the content of your intention, put it there. Now it becomes interesting at this point. Please, I want you to be very cautious when you are writing your message. Okay, if there will be need for you to kind of read some of the productions, some of the articles of this Beatrice, a woman, I think, if there will be need for you to be able to read some of her productions, her journals that she has published, articles she has published in journals, so that it will inform you on what to say. Please kindly do that, but make it personal. Make your message very, very personal. Don't send a general message. Okay, for example, some people, when they want to send a message, hello, just make you understand what I'm trying to say. Make it as much as possible personal. In this stage, or at this stage, you might decide to want to use a chat GPT to help you refine your message. What I usually advise people not to do is using chat GPT to write their proposal. I really want you to know that most of these lecturers also have like machine, they have some what's it called, they have software that can detect proposal written with machine, with artificial intelligence or what have you. So put your message in this place and send. So once you are done, click now. So I'm not a robot. By the time you click this place, then this place you'll be able, and you have checked this you'll be able to MVR, you'll be able to send. This is send. So but let's cancel. There may be need for you to send 40. There may be need for you to send message to at least 40 people. Don't forget, one yes is what you need. Just one yes. So take time and do what is necessary. Send message to as many as possible within your line. I will also recommend that before you send message, try to read some of their productions. Okay, for example, if I am a lecturer and a student is going to reach out to me and the student talks about some of my article, that he or she is interested in it and would love to be a student under my tutelage, the person or the student, the potential student, is indirectly speaking to my psychology. Okay, and in a way, there is high tendency for me. There is high tendency for me to want to succumb to whatever request the student is demanding for. Okay, compared to a student that just send a conventional message that does not strike me in any way, that does not really show that the students know me. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? So try as much as possible to do all of this. Then send message to, if it is 20, if it is 30, okay? So don't forget, just one yes is what you need. Now, once you have done all of this, you can decide to come to CAPES. And that is where the that part where we are talking about where to apply online starts from. There will be need for you definitely to again, don't forget that you can actually complete the registration without getting in touch with any supervisor. But I'm saying that, why do you want to waste your effort when you can do what is needed? So try as much as possible to do that. Compose a direct message that is unique and send it to the supervisors. Make sure that the message is direct. So yeah, once you are done, guys, you can then, that is when you come to this place, Inscreen Choice Online. Once you click here, it's going to take us to this place, which is saying you should register with CAPES or OCID, ORCID. All right, guys, so you can enter through your CAPES or your ORCID, I have ORC ID and I have KIPS accounts. Okay, so let's assume you don't have ORC ID, just enter through your KIPS. And I think that from the last video, I show how you can do the registration on KIPS, but let's just move on from my ORC ID just to make it faster. Okay, so it's trying to connect to my ORC ID backend. So sign into my ORC ID and it's going to link to KIPS. There is a handshake between ORC ID and KIPS. So you can see Obrigado, Por Connector, OC. So this is the main page where you are going to apply to this PEC-PG. We have different what's it called, we have different opportunity here that one can apply to. So just try to look for one that's you can. So the Miam in screen source, so it is this PEC-PG which I was just trying to walk myself through it. So basically, once you click that part, it's going to bring you here, and this is where you can complete your registration. So if I want to cancel my registration, I'll just cancel it over there. So that means after you have done your registration, you can always check to see what you have done. So these are the things that I need to do. All these sections has to be completed. The first one is personal data, followed by address, electronic mail, phones, title, intended studies, and documents. So once you are done, we also come to these parts that you can also check. Yeah, just like information, registration start. I started this on the 14th. That was when I was trying to make a video about it, but I couldn't just complete it. I have done my personal data. I have to enter my address. So after you have done you've entered your address, you can just complete on and on like that. So guys, basically this is how you can get to these parts, and once you are done, you'll be able to select the schools that you need. And I would really like to do this so that we can all see all of that. So let's go to the electronic mail. So I have to also update my electronic email address. So I'm going to do that in this part. So it's just going to check back, and if there's any area you still need to fill. But here you can see there are no pending issues on this form. So make sure you do all of that. And of course, that is how to do this. Now we can go to intended study. This is your personal. Don't forget what I was talking about is your personal data, your title and qualification. You have to do that too. Your intended studies. So you come to intended studies. So you will recall that from the beginning, this case is kind of divided into two. It is either you want to do a sandwich or you want to do a master's or PhD. So just try to fill all this area, which is very, very important. So type what is the scholarship modality. Is it master that you want to do, or is it a doctorate? So make sure you fill all this form, which is kind of personal, right? So once you are done with all of that, then come to required document. I beg your pardon. Okay, so on this page there are some sections that are asterisk. So that means those sections you have to fill them. So now there are different documents you need to upload. If you have a master's degree, you have to upload the transcript here. If you have your master's degree certificate, you have to attach it here. This is dependent on the category of scholarship that you want to study, but there is no way either you are going for a master's or you are going for a PhD. Definitely you must have done your master's degree. So that is why this part is asterisk. Either you are going for master's or PhD, you must have a research proposal. Either you are going for master's or PhD, you must have a memorial, which is like an SOP. So either you have either of the two. You must also have a identification document. You must also have a Lattes CV. Then you must also have what we know as proof of residential abroad, if foreign. Then you must also have an academic transcript. So you have to upload all of these. So don't forget that I said it earlier that either you've contacted the lecturer or not, you can still complete your PEC-PG application, right? So as we can see here, there is no actually a specific place, so to say, where you are supposed to upload such, but you can link it, you can merge it with one of the documents you're going to be uploading here. Let's say under your memorial, you can now link it because it is like an SOP which explains your trajectory, your career trajectory, and what you intend to do. And you could also mention right there that you've been able to contact some lecturers and you have gotten like a go ahead from so person, and this I have attached, like you attach the go ahead from this person, so you can attach that on your memorial. Okay, so nonetheless, if you're unable to do all of that, maybe you are too busy, you can still complete the application, but I would advise you to try and do all of that. Now when it comes to the research project, if you don't know how to write or you don't know what to write about, you can contact me. I can help you write a top-notch research project based on your area of study. Yeah, so it is something that I've done over and over. And in Brazil, when they are going to be assessing your application, they usually assess research projects separately. If you are familiar with academic terrain, the admission terrain in Brazil, they will assess your CV separately. They will assess your research project separately. And to the glory of God, all the research projects that I've been writing, that I have been writing for people, it is called 10 over 10 or 9 over 10. The least that I've gotten was 8 over 10. Okay, and this is like in competition with Brazilians. So I'm just trying to tell you that if I'm going to be writing a proposal for you, it is something that we're going to do a thorough research for. Okay, so guys, if you want me to help you do that, you can contact me. So once you are done uploading all these documents on CAPS website, they call it CAPISH in Brazil, but in English phone pronounce it probably CAPS, right? So it's CAPS. So after you are done doing all of that, then you can come to finalization. Okay, so on the finalization, you check that, it's going to show you like summary of everything you have done, your personal data, your address, your electronic mail, your phones, your title, your intended studies, and the documents. Then the finalization. So once you are done doing all of that, then click I declare that I am aware of the applicable rules and regulations. I also declare that the information provided is truthful when completing this registration. So guys, once you are done, click and submit your registration. After you are done submitting your registration, then you have to go back and be trusting God and be praying so that you'll be selected. But then don't forget, if you have been able to reach out to a professor, your prayer is half answered. Even at this point, to be honest with you, your prayer is half answered. You can even keep communicating with the professor that, I've submitted the registration online and I'm looking forward to get a favorable response, because when your application is going to be assessed in that school that you've chosen, it is definitely going to be assessed by that professor that you have gotten a consent letter from. Okay, so it makes it easier for you, and of course you can just be packing your bags. I hope you find this video helpful. Please, I want you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. I want you to like, and I want you to share with someone that is planning to apply. Again, I can tell you that if you also want me to help you to do all these processes, I can help you to do that. Just send me an email or you send me a message on Instagram. I'll be looking forward to hear your success story, and I'm wishing you the best of luck in your endeavor. Until the next video. Ate breve. Ciao, ciao.